right, guys. I'm not going to try to waste your time. I respect your intelligence enough to know that you can see what is on the screen right now is clearly a top 5 for the flyweight division, which is where we're going to be starting. We're going to start in the flyweight division, go all the way up to the heavyweight division, and do the top 5 greatest fighters of all time in the UFC in those divisions. Okay, starting off with the flyweight division, we got the GOAT, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Then we got Pantoja. Then we got Figgy. Then we got Moreno. Then we got, hey dude, listen man, Henry Cejudo. So DJ's obvious. Title defense record. I know that doesn't really matter, but good wins over Henry Cejudo 2 times. I don't care. He got robbed the second one. Win over Kyoji Horiguchi. He's got wins over Tim Elliott, which is kind of mid, but he's got wins over John Dotson, Joseph Benavidez, Ray Borg. He's got some good wins. Nobody's disputing that. Pantoja, he's good as well. Got wins over Brandon Moreno. Got wins over Brandon Royval. Got wins over... He's got a win over Nel Cott that's aging good. Pantoja's resume is a little... And he doesn't have too many losses in his prime either. And then Figgy, Moreno, they went back and forth. We picked Figgy. He's got a little bit better wins outside of that. And then Henry Cejudo, we threw him in here just because.
Yeah, I mean, basically covered all of it. Flyweight's a pretty easy one. It's like 1 and 2, easy. And then 3, 4, and 5. I mean, there's just like no one really stands out after 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Figgy and Moreno kind of separate themselves from everybody else. But, I mean, and also, I'm going to be honest, the reason we're putting Moreno lower than Figgy, the main thing outside of just the wins is like, and we're only counting wins inside the division we're talking about. So Figgy going up to 135, completely irrelevant. Henry Cejudo going up to 135, completely irrelevant for this conversation. We're only counting the wins inside the division that we're talking about. So, also, Brandon Moreno, like, the losses that he's been having recently, it's like, we got to drop him down. You know, we got to drop him down a peg. But he still has some good wins to get to the belt. Anyway, next up in the bantamweight division. Hey, guys! One thing, guys, I am the GOAT, guys! Alright, so, anyway, Merab and Jan, they're like neck and neck. They're pretty close. Jan's got more wins. He's also got more losses. They're 1-1 with each other. They both, put on a masterclass against the other one. So whoever wins that next fight, that's who's going to be the bantamweight GOAT moving forward. Merab and Suga, when they fought, it was also for who was going to be the bantamweight GOAT. This title is getting passed around by like a local whore. You know what I mean? So if anybody says it's Dominic Cruz in the Big 26, though, you're just completely wrong. You have no idea what you're talking about. I literally, there's no world where his WEC plumber and milkman wins are better than beating either of these two guys, Merab and Jan, or beating Sean O'Malley, or beating Corey Sandhagen, or beating Song Yadong, or beating Umar. Like, none of his wins are better than these guys. Aljo is a good candidate to be over Dominic Cruz as well. I think they're pretty close. They're kind of interchangeable. But I went with Dominic Cruz. And then we got Shug.
I mean, if I just want to weigh in on like a couple things, I was just thinking like at the time when Aljo and O'Malley were fighting, I feel like some people had Aljo over Cruz at the time.
Yeah.
I feel like at the time people had Aljo as the GOAT of the division.
Yeah.
I mean, his losses in his prime are to Jan and O'Malley.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jan won.
By the way, we're counting the Jan DQ as a win for Jan. If that was refereed in 2026, that's a KO for Jan. And also they fought
and Jan won the whole fight.
They fought for like 20 minutes and Jan was destroying him. So that's a win for Piotr Jan. Don't give me none of that. Oh, Aljo beat him twice. Oh, the first one was a DQ. Yeah, shut your fucking mouth, dude. No, it wasn't. Jan won that fight. I mean, that's a win for Jan. But the second fight, that's a legit win for Aljo. And that's Aljo's best win by a mile.
Only thing I could think, I mean, I think O'Malley and Aljo could be interchangeable also.
O'Malley's close to these guys too,
Because O'Malley beat
especially
Jan, beat
especially
Aljo by
if you give
knockout,
him the win versus Jan. That's when this gets really interesting.
and he had a
I
close fight
don't
with
know.
Marab.
Personally, I gave it to O'Malley. And then Jan is close enough to Marab where a Marab level win, like Marab himself, would put him over Marab. But this is close. This is contentious. Like it's a race between Marab, Jan, and O'Malley. If he gets the belt back, he's gonna put himself back in the mix. What were you gonna say?
I mean, that's about it. I mean, O'Malley had a close fight with Marab also, but
He
like he
did
didn't
have a
beat
close
Marab.
fight
It was
with Marab, but he didn't
just
beat
a
him.
close first fight.
But he does beat him 8 out of 10 times. If he fights him 10 times, the record's 8-2. Anyway, bam! Bloody fucking Volk goes out there, featherweight goat by a bloody mile. Yeah, Volk, obviously the GOAT. A lot of people are going to be pissed at me for putting Max over Aldo, but he literally beat him twice. And then, like, Aldo also lost to, Volk. He lost to Connor in his prime. He was in his prime for all these fights. I don't know what you're talking about. People are putting in the comments like, Aldo wasn't in his prime when he fought Volk. He was 32. Look it up, dude. He was like 32 or 33. I don't remember the exact age. Volk is out here. This motherfucker is literally champ at 37. And you're telling me Aldo wasn't in his prime? Aldo wasn't in his prime when he fought Volk. That's complete BS. Anyway, actually, the contentious race here and what we were thinking of was Ilya or Aldo. Not Max. Not even Volk. Forget Volk and Max at featherweight. We were thinking about Ilya or Aldo.
Yeah, I mean, Ilya has 2 knockout wins over 1 and 2.
And also, not just 1 and 2. Forget about these numbers right here on your screen. Ilya has wins by knockout over people who beat Aldo multiple times. Volk beat Aldo. Volk beat Max 3 times. Max beat Aldo twice. So if you do the multiplication, it's just basic multiplication, right? And addition. Volk has 7 wins over Aldo, okay? And Ilya KO'd him in 2 rounds. So this is very contentious, but just because of the depth of the resume, and because, Ilya,
And I
one of
mean,
Ilya's best wins is at lightweight, and Aldo's losses are at bantamweight, and he was dominant for so long. We're going to slightly give him the edge purely at featherweight, but if you look at the all-time race, Ilya smokes him.
I just gotta say 2 more things. If they fought in their prime, I think Ilya would beat Aldo. And 2, I think the Josh Emmett wins kind of similar to Aldo's wins.
Yeah, Josh Emmett is is very similar to a lot of Aldo's wins. Aldo's wins are, they're not milkman plumber level, but they're not. None of them are
I think they're like Josh
that
Emmett levels at the
crazy.
time. Like
Yeah,
at the time Ilya fought him, I think that's what the level they were,
yeah. And
which
then
is not anything special.
and
And
then
Ilya,
number
what,
five,
50,
number five,
42?
number five as well. The notorious. He's a scrapper. Yeah. He beat Aldo too. Everybody on the screen right now, bar Ilya Taporia and Aldo himself, has beaten Aldo. And then Ilya beat all the guys who beat Aldo as well. This is very close. I kind of want to flip these around. I kind of want to put Ilya ahead of Aldo, but yeah, my arguments are crumbling before my eyes. You know what? Fuck it. Ilya's over Aldo at featherweight. I don't care about the WEC. Lightweight division. All right. We got Islam Makhachev. Then we have like 3 country miles. Then we have Habib. Then we got Charles Falagarera, Charles Oliveira. Then we got DP. Then we got Benson Henderson. Okay. Islam over Habib. That's non-negotiable. Has a win over Charles, who's in this video, or who's on the screen right now. Has a win over DP, who's on the screen right now, who's also Habib's best win. And then we got a Tadpole Armand on top of that. We got a Dan Hooker on top of that. We got Bobby Green, which is on top of that. But most importantly, we got Volk 1.5 times on top of that. And then we got Moicano, who's also on top of that too. But the real contention here, and this is what we were talking about when we were discussing this before the video. Is it Khabib or is it Charles? Charles has more wins. He has better wins at lightweight than Khabib does. But we gave the edge slightly to Khabib because of the losses. Charles does have 3 losses in his prime at lightweight. Khabib has 0. So Khabib slightly edges him. No diddy.
I mean, I just want to chip in on it. Another thing I can think of, Habib made Dustin and Justin quite way easier than the fight with Charles was.
Yeah, the fights were easier with Khabib. I know Charles got him out of there quicker. Charles did it quicker. Just do it quicker, bro. But that's a dumbass argument because Charles got dropped on and flopped on the deck like a fish in both of those fights. Khabib didn't bleed. He didn't get dropped. Didn't get rocked. None of that. And then we got DP. He's got win over McGregor. He's got win over BSD.
Two wins over.
He's got win over Eddie Alvarez. He's got a win over Justin. He's also got losses to.
He's got wins over Max, but
I kind of count it as a loss to Eddie, but whatever. He's got a mediocre. He's got a win over a mediocre version of Max Holloway as well. I'm not counting the second Conor win. He's got, losses to Islam and Charles, but these are kind of excusable.
And Khabib.
And Khabib as well. He's got losses to all the top 3 guys, but he's also got wins over Anthony Pettis. He's got a elongated resume, and I don't know. His wins are just way better than anybody else beat, bar maybe Justin, but Justin's got some questionable performances on there. I don't know. Justin's an honorable mention here. Justin and Benson Henderson are kind of like interchangeable for me.
Yeah, we did Benson for all the Joe Rogan fans out there.
Benson Henderson, man. People forget, man. People also forget about the welterweight division. GSP, pretty obvious. Wins over BJ Penn, wins over Jake Shields, wins over Matt Serra, Matt Hughes, wins over Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit, and then avenged both of his only 2 losses. Kamaruddin Usman, he's got wins over Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns, Joaquin Buckley, Tyron Woodley. The Tyron Woodley win actually kind of carries him here. And I feel like if he hadn't lost to Leon, there'd be a serious argument that he's over at GSP. But unfortunately for the entire world, he did lose to Leon 2 times, which is why Leon's on this list. He would also be over Tyron Woodley if he didn't go on this crazy skid. Now people actually forget he did beat Prime Kamaru Usman arguably twice, which is why he's over Matt Hughes. Don't give me this BS. I know he lost 3 times in his prime, but Matt Hughes lost 2. Don't give me this BS about like, oh, Matt Hughes should be over Leon, bro. I hate Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is like top 3 of my biggest ops. And I have him over Matt Hughes because I'm not biased. I don't have this like rose-tinted glasses nostalgia bullshit for fucking Matt Hughes. And then we got Tyron Woodley. He's got some good wins. Like a prime undefeated. I tore my ACL, mate. I've done my ACL. And then he's got prime Robbie Lawler. He's got wins over Wonderboy. Like number 3 welterweight of all time, ladies and gentlemen. What you think?
I mean, like you said, I mean, those Leon losses for Usman, I mean, they're bad. But then, like, they're also not that bad of a person to lose to. I mean, such a shame he exited his prime after 296 and all, but
I don't fucking know, bro. I was sleepy, bro. No, he's been trying to troll me with this for years because I hate Leon. He likes to troll me. He does not actually think he left his prime. He was definitely in his prime when he
Like
fought
I'm just thinking,
Bilal.
like
He was in his
you,
prime when he
you, you
fought Sean
can't
Brady.
you
He's in his
can't blame Leon for losing to Bilal when it was like out of his normal time zone. He was tired,
I don't fucking know, bro. I
and
was too sleepy, bro. Trying to sleep, bro.
I
And
mean,
people sleep. Are you done, by the way?
yeah,
People sleep. On the middleweight division, this is the biggest one that we disagree on. Anderson Silva, number one, by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Dricus du Plessis at number two, in my opinion. And I'll discuss why in a minute. Izzy at number three. I got Sean Strickland at number four. That's part of why Dricus is so high. And then we got Hamzat Chimaev at number five. I do want to give a honorable mention to Bobby fucking Knuckles, mate. He's another honorable mention on this list, but like, dude, I just can't. I can't have Bobby Knuckles on here when Hamzat is out here 50-45ing Dricus, and Whitaker literally lost to him, and then Whitaker lost to Hamzat too, and then he also lost to RDR, who kind of fucking sucks. So we can't really be doing that. Anderson Silva, number one, mid. But let's get into this Dricus versus Izzy for the number two spot at middleweight. I think this is an obvious choice. I think it's an obvious choice.
yeah, I tend to switch those two
Why?
if it was up to me. I think that the win over Alex triumphs over any of Dricus's wins.
Okay. He also
I
has a
think
loss
the
to
Whitaker
Alex.
wins. I think the Whitaker wins are good.
Dricus also beat Whitaker.
I think Izzy beat a better Whitaker.
Okay. Well, Dricus beat Izzy. And then Sean Strickland, we both agree. Sean Strickland, we both agree, is better than Whitaker, right? He's better than
And
Whitaker.
I think yes.
He's better than Whitaker. Okay. Sean Strickland, Dricus beat Sean Strickland twice.
I mean, the first
Better than
one
Whitaker.
could have went either way.
It could have. But Izzy's second fight with Whitaker could have went either way too.
The second one, I'm pretty sure Strickland was hurt going into it. I mean, I'm not
Did he
like
say he was hurt?
yeah,
He did?
yeah.
Okay,
Since
well,
about a
everybody's hurt going into fights, so it doesn't
motorcycle
really matter.
accident, since about a motorcycle accident, some about a shoulder.
Oh, bro, come on.
Can't say. The Costa win at the time was really good
Yeah, but how did that
at the
win
time,
age? It did not age well at all.
and I also think just getting put in a cruise fix for 21 minutes
Okay,
is.
like Dricus beat Izzy himself. Okay, Dricus beat Izzy's second best win dominantly. He beat a guy who beat Izzy twice. He beat Izzy's best win as well. Did I already say that? Well, he beat Izzy himself. Way less losses in his prime. This is where we actually differ. Okay, so this is where we really differ. In when is Izzy's prime? I say Izzy is like every single other middleweight fucking ever that he is in his prime until he's like 36 or 37, which is what he is now. Going into the Joe Pyfer fight, I'll admit he's probably past it now. But he was in his prime, mark my fucking words, versus Imavov, Dricus, Strickland, Pereira, Jan, all these people, he's in his prime. So he has a loss to Pereira in his prime. I know he beat Pereira too, which is better than any Dricus wins. But this is why I think Dricus is so far over him, because he has all these losses. Lost to Pereira, lost to Strickland, lost to Dricus, lost to Imavov, all in his prime. He was 35 when he fought Imavov. That's not an excusable age to be losing at middleweight. And have it, like, not hurt your resume. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's close. I don't know. I mean, I personally definitely think he was out of his prime versus Malvev at least. I just think his chin deteriorated so bad to the point where
He never had a good chin, though. His chin was never good. Who did he fight that had this crazy power? And
I
he,
just fucking. But Imavov doesn't even have that crazy power.
I know, but who did he like? Okay, he was definitely in his prime for Kelvin Gastelum. That was the start of his prime, and he was getting dropped by Kelvin Gastelum. He got dropped by Strickland, got wobbled bad by Drickus right before that, and then he got KO'd by Pereira, and that's definitely excusable. And Pereira definitely has a little bit less power at middleweight, but than he does at light heavyweight. But like he never proved to have this crazy chin that you're claiming deteriorated. And he didn't even go out cold. Like he got dropped one time by a good punch. Like and he literally won the first round. Like I don't know why you're saying he's so far out of his prime. I think he was definitely in his prime, at least for Drickus. And Malvov, you could maybe say he's declined, but I don't buy it. I think the losses are what skyrocket Drickus above Izzy. He beat Izzy himself. He beat Strickland twice, who beat Izzy. I think he's over him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just agree to disagree here. I
Okay.
mean,
Then
if anyone has any opinion,
I'm just going
they
to
can.
run through Strickland and Hamzat quickly. Strickland, he's got win over Paulo Costa. He's got a win over Izzy. He's got a win over Imavov, which aged really well. Win over Brennan Allen, which aged really well. So if you're saying Strickland's not in the top 5 middleweights, you're like, you got something wrong in the head. I don't know what's going on there. Hamzat is a little bit more controversial. I understand if you have Robert Whitaker here, but Hamzat beat Robert Whitaker himself by domination. Beat Drickus, who beat all these guys, who I think is the second greatest middleweight of all time, right on the toes of Anderson Silva. Beat him by domination as well. Beat a good version. I know it was short notice, but it was a good look at the Usman that showed up. Beat a good version of Usman as well. And then he also has a Kevin Holland win at middleweight as well, just for a little bit of added quantity. Now, light heavyweight. You guys are going to hate this. John Jones, that doesn't need an explanation. Alex Pereira. He's got 2 wins over Yuri, who I'll get to in a minute. He's got a win over Ankalaev, who's on this list I'll get to in a minute. Khalil Roundtree, Jamal Hill. Okay, they might not be the best. But Khalil is undeniably good. He had a good fight with Yuri. He dominated Jamal Hill. And Jamal Hill beat Glover, who is an honorable mention on this list as well. Then, again, that was not a good version of Glover, but hear me out. And then he also has a win over Jan Blachowicz, who was another honorable mention for this list. DC, why is he under Pereira? Okay, who did he beat? Volkan Ozdemir, Gustafsson, Rumble twice, maybe Glover, that's it. Yeah, Yuri 2 times and Jan Blachowicz. That does it for me. Like he's over him. You know what I mean?
And Ank.
And Ank, but Ank is the reason he's on this list is not good for Pereira. I think you guys can kind of figure. I respect your intelligence enough to think that you know why Ank is on this list and why that's not good for Pereira. But I'll get to him in a second anyway. Then Yuri also has a win over Volkan Ozdemir, just like DC. That's one of that's not even one of DC's bad wins. Like that's one of DC's best wins. Volkan Ozdemir. Yuri has him too. Yuri's got win over Krylov. Krylov? Does he? I don't know. I'm blanking on that. It doesn't really matter. Krylov is not that good of a name. Okay. Win over Khalil Roundtree. Win over Jamal Hill. Win over a decent version
Did
of
you mention
Reyes.
Reyes? That was a good version of Reyes.
That was a good version of Reyes. It was one. He was one fight removed from beating, at the time, the GOAT of the sport. One fight removed from beating John Jones. Then Yuri also has a win over, what's the guy's name? Rakic, the walk-off decisionator. Which, honestly, I think is better than anything Rumble or Gus ever did. You know what I mean? And then Ank.
I mean,
he's on this
Rakic
list.
is on like a 5-fight losing streak.
Yeah, not No, I'm just saying the whole resume of Erie is better than
Okay,
anything that these
okay.
guys ever did. I'm not saying
Yeah,
Rakic
yeah.
is better than anything those guys did. Obviously not. But Big Ank, he's on this list for one, beating Pereira. Two, he also beat Rakic. Not a good win. But he had a good fight that a lot of people said he won with Jan Blachowicz as well. And then he's got a win over Johnny Walker, which is not good. And, but the Pereira win is what's carrying
It's the
him.
Pereira win.
Even though he lost to Pereira, beating him is like compared to losing to him, especially at light heavyweight. That's what's keeping Ank here. You got anything?
Nope, that's all.
And also, we're not counting DC's win over Stipe because, like I said, this is at light heavyweight. This is within the weight class that we're discussing.
Yep.
All right, heavyweight. This was honestly one of the hardest ones, dude. Honestly, there's not really that good of heavyweights. I don't think I need to discuss why Stipe and Francis are number 1 and 2. I think I'm going to get absolutely eaten alive for Tom Aspinall being number 3. Cain Velasquez, JDS. So here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing, you guys. Here's the thing about heavyweight, you guys. All the guys before, like, before Stipe and DC had their trilogy, everybody at heavyweight had, like, beaten everybody else, but also lost to them. So it's kind of like take your pick, you know? And Tom Aspinall doesn't have any real losses at heavyweight. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
At least in the UFC.
yeah, in the UFC. He doesn't have any real... He has the injury to Curtis Blades. That doesn't count. He avenged it, knocked him out in 1 minute. He's got win over Curtis Blades, win over Volkov, which aged really well, win over Sergey Pavlovich. And then he's also got... He's got Sergey Spivak, Marcin Sybura, which, I mean, these are like staples in the top 10, which doesn't
It's just
say
impressive
much,
fashion of how he's doing them.
It is the fashion of how he's doing them, but also, like, he's the first heavyweight that isn't, like, I beat my rival, and then I also lose to him. Beat this guy, lose this guy. Beat this guy, lose this guy. Like, everybody else at heavyweight fucking lost to everybody else at heavyweight. Like, it's literally just a merry-go-round for the fucking belt. Their best win is all Brock Lesnar. It's really just, like, these guys, like, Cain Velasquez, absolute monster, man. JDS, a fucking monster. Dude, he KO Tom Aspinall. Okay, Tom Aspinall literally KO all these guys in 2 minutes. I guarantee you that. None of these guys have the defensive striking that fucking Cyril Gane does. He would KO Francis Ngannou too. I know I have him at 3rd and Stipe is 1st, but he would literally knock out Stipe in the 1st round, and I fucking guarantee that. This video pisses me off just because I know the comments that we're gonna get. Does that anger you? That you know the comments we're gonna get are gonna be like ridiculous?
I mean, like, if Tom would have fought John and beat John,
he would
have been the good of heavyweight.
He'd be number 1.
And I think he would have beat John.
I think he would have beat John too.
I think he was going to beat Gane. I think he'll beat. I also think he'll beat whoever wins at the White House.
Yeah, I think he has a very good chance against them. I don't know who I would pick between him and Pereira.
If he versus Pereira, I guarantee Tom has said it himself. He is shooting from the other side of the cage right away. I think he will submit Pereira.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care that
fight is besides the point. That fight's besides the point. Like, case in point, Stipe and JDS. Stipe beat JDS, he lost to JDS. I think Cain Velasquez also beat JDS, lost to JDS. Like, and then there's other... I forget their names because I wasn't around at the time, but when you look at these guys' resumes, you're going to see all these fucking losses, but then they're also going to beat the guy too. So it's really just to take your pick. I don't think, like, dude, heavyweight is so ass. It used to be so much better, man. No, it didn't, dude. It just always sucked. Like, it was just always bad. Always. 100% of the time. And don't get me started on DC. He has in this division. He has a win over Stipe, and then just like everybody else, he lost to Stipe twice, like immediately after. And then he has a win over Derek Lewis, and that's about it that's notable at heavyweight. So don't give me fucking DC.
All right.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for watching. The comments of this video are going to be absolutely lovely, but I'm all here for it. See you guys in the next one, and peace.